Beth, the new intro is so short.
It's very short.
We used to
But
have
here we are.
We used to have like a minute to like gear up and get ready. Hi everyone.
Talking.
We are live, Broadway.com. It is Friday, December 11th. I'm Paul Turk.
I'm Beth Stevens.
And we're joined, as always, by Caitlin Moynihan. Hi, Caitlin.
Hello. I tried to do something fun.
So you guys, the prom is now streaming on Netflix. That's sort of the big event. That's the big event of today, I think. I mean, and there's another event tonight. Who's on the YouTube tonight? One of our favorite video personalities, right, Beth?
Oh my God. If you haven't been watching The Crown, we have the Queen here today with us, Miss Lesli Margherita with us today. And of course, she's doing Whose Holiday for Broadway Cares Equity Fights Aid starting tonight.
Yeah, I can't wait to catch up with her. I used to see her all the time. I don't know what's going on, so we're gonna find out. But first, and I can already see some of her. What's it called? What's it? Her court. Her court. I can see the fans are here. Is that
the court?
Is that a court? Is that what it is? What is it? I don't know.
Her subjects.
Subjects.
Sure. Yes.
Sure. But I am caught up on The Crown. Is she? I don't know. Does she care about royalty? I don't know. We'll find out. But first, so we've obviously started going live again. I'm in front of a green screen just because that's what the kids online do. If Andrew Barth Feldman can pull it off, then I'm going to try. But that is my real Christmas tree behind me. Can we just show that, please? I'm actually on a green screen in front of an actual photo of something that's 10 feet away from us. But I would have to turn the computer. Don't worry about it.
It's very meta.
Very meta. Anyway, so what we're going to do actually is we're having some end of year conversations because we're here. It's the end of the year. We have some holiday cheer to spread and some goodwill about this crazy year that we've all been through. Mm-hmm. So today we're gonna have a conversation. What are we going to talk about, Beth, today?
Let's talk about some best of 2020.
I'm into it. Yes. So, but what specifically are we going to talk about?
So we're all home. Mm-hmm. We can't go to the theater. The theater's not happening, but there were still performances that we all enjoyed. And we're going to talk about some of our favorite streaming productions and performances online.
Yeah.
Sure. There are a lot of them. And we're actually going to bring our colleague, Lindsay Sullivan, in.
Hey guys.
Hey, Lindsay.
Hi. I love Paul. Our trees are like perfectly diagonal from one
I know, but you're actually in front of a tree.
I am. I am in front of a tree. A real fake tree.
Oh, it's a fake tree.
Oh, and she's froze. Okay, you're back. Okay, so let's do this. So there have been so many things happening online, right? I mean, it's kind of crazy how many people got creative online this year. I can't even say that I don't even know what percentage of the things I saw because, I found myself at night just like collapsing, but everyone was so busy online. So I just want to, this is obviously not a comprehensive review of what has happened online because so many theater artists have been creative. There've been nonstop concerts and benefits and interviews. Everyone's sort of doing shows like this on their own social media platforms, which is fantastic. And some real theatrical shows, right? So who wants to kick it off? Who wants to kick it off? Beth,
well, I want to say we actually had to create a new feature just to keep track for you guys, our calendar of ongoing events, because there are so many all across the world. And the great thing is you can see something that might be in another city or even another country, which is pretty amazing. So check that out on Broadway.com because we keep updating that every day for you.
Right. Cool.
Just for you.
Caitlin, why don't you go first? What really jumps out when we sat down and said, what should we highlight? What jumps out for you?
Yeah, so I remember one of the very first theatrical online experiences I had was actually watching Lungs, which starred Claire Foy and Matthew Smith. It was the very first part of the Old Vic in Camera initiative that the Old Vic started, where they had them on stage and they were performing as if they were going to do their show. They obviously made some adjustments to keep them far apart, and there was a lot less people backstage, obviously, and no audience. And it was just thrilling. This is a screenshot of it, and I just love the way it looks. It's kind of heartbreaking to see that empty audience behind them, but I think it's Matthew Warchus's play, and they did it in London. They were supposed to do it in Brooklyn this summer, so instead of getting to see them in person, I got to watch it online. And of course, they were the stars of The Crown.
I know, I was just gonna say, you like brought up The Crown again. It's a royalty theme today.
It's a theme. So I loved them. I love them individually and together, and I think they have incredible chemistry. And it's such a really powerful play. Just kind of talks about two people and how everything around them can influence their own decisions, I guess. They just are trying to decide if they want to start a family, and all the outward involvement and impact that has in their life. And it was just really stunning and beautiful. And I think it's one of those first moments. I saw it in late June, and I was like missing Broadway by a lot. And I was just like sitting in my living room watching it. And I was like, okay, I can do this. I can watch theater from my home like this and feel like I'm surrounded by people. But yeah, I loved it. It was excellent. Excellent.
I will say probably a lot of the first experiences really jumped out for us when you're actually getting some theater from your computer, and kind of, it's not the same, but you sort of, when you get those feelings of it, those are probably the things that jumped out for a lot of us, right? Definitely. What about you, Lindsay?
Yeah, so I actually had the good fortune of being able to see Will Arbery's Heroes of the Fourth Turning, which was in October. Oh, it was so good. So basically, I unfortunately didn't have the opportunity to catch it off-Broadway, which is where it was at Playwrights Horizons. And I was just so intrigued by this. It's set in like Wyoming at midnight, and it's basically these friends having like political discourse around a campfire. And it just blew me away. And kind of what you were saying, Caitlin, I had this feeling that I often love leaving the theater with, when I'm kind of feeling gutted, and just I've learned so much, and it feels like a transformative experience. And obviously there's been such a treasure trove of things online in this time, but for me to see a collective of just amazing actors come together to tell this story that they've told a bunch of times before, but to do it over Zoom in this way. And Michelle Pock, the amazing Michelle Pock, she won the Lucille Lortel Award for her performance. And she basically is, like I said, it's this group of young thinkers kind of reuniting and talking about their ideas and where they're at. And she is this sort of hailed mentor of theirs, but also like the mother of one of the characters. And she comes and kind of steps into this conversation, and everything gets kind of uplifted. And it's such, William Arbery is so amazing. He was the Pulitzer finalist. This play won him a Lortel, an Obie, a New York Drama Critics Circle Award. So it's just a really rich piece to see, and also to sit with these thoughts. I'm almost glad I was able to do it in my home. It was very spooky, and they encouraged us to turn our lights off and set candles. And so I definitely did that. You
were the set designer.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was a really powerful experience, because obviously we've seen so many great examples of people performing like monologues and solo work and all these rich things, but to see a collective community of actors do this story that they know so well over Zoom. And I also wanted to know, in the show, when they're off stage, they don't really go away. They sort of just like pose and sort of became parts of like the virtual set, which was like even more eerie. So yeah, I really loved it. And I wanted to shout it out just because it was sort of this off-Broadway show that intrigued me, and I didn't get the opportunity to see, but it was so amazing to be able to see it in this way specifically. So yeah, just cast coming together and doing things remotely. Amazing.
I love that you said you were gutted by it, because that's a very Crown thing to say. We're keeping our theme going. I'm pretty sure people were gutted in the fourth season.
Yeah.
Hey Beth, what gutted you?
Well, I had a really different experience, because I'm a mom. I had my kids homeschooling. I was in the city with the sirens and the drama, and I had no patience. I was too much. I was in a several month-long panic attack. And so I really appreciated the 24-hour plays. There is Royo in a play written by Stephen Adly Girgis, a Pulitzer Prize-winning playwright. And that one was great because I'm not going to say, it's called L.A. Yoga Mother Effers. But he was basically in his car screaming about civility. And I kind of really related to that. But these are very short. You can see them. You can watch a bunch of them. You could take a break because somebody needs help with their homework or what have you. And really big names. You have Hugh Dancy did several pieces, including one by another Pulitzer winner, Donald Margulies. You have David Diggs in a piece by Christopher Diaz. And just tons of big names. Also some new discoveries, some emerging playwrights, some emerging actors that you might not know. And, it feels like you're having a FaceTime with them or something, but it's just very intimate. You get to see them off in their homes. And just little bite-sized pieces of theater that were all written, produced, directed, acted in one day. So, especially when time is just very weird right now, it's nice to know that people can be productive in 24 hours.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love it.
I want to get to our guest, Queen Leslie, because you can't make the Queen wait.
Yeah.
But I do want to say, when we were having these conversations about sort of what were your favorite, I was actually lucky enough to be involved in creating a lot of online shows this year. And a few of you mentioned Michael Urie, who did Buyer and Seller, which was so much fun. He did it from his living room. This was something that I got involved in very early on. Nick Corey actually directed Michael's performance, and he's someone who has performed the show in the past. And he did a great job. But working with Michael, and of course I've loved meeting him over the years and interviewing him and seeing him in different shows. But getting to see an actor really create something, and also to be involved in, because we had all sorts of technical issues. So literally we didn't figure out the sound until the day before, and that was a whole nightmare, and what we were going to do didn't work. So also seeing his cool during all of that made me love him even more. But yeah, I think that is a really special performance. I wish you could still watch it, but you can't. There's a clip out there or so. But anyway, it was fantastic, and I just can't wait I would love to see. It was totally different for me than seeing that play in a theater. It was so intimate. He was really speaking to the camera, more than one camera. So anyway, Michael Urie, you're fantastic. And also, yes. So Bouvier just said, "Where's Leslie?" Or Bouvier? Bouvier?
Yay.
Right. Bouvier, like Jackie O, who's in the picture. Oh, you can't see her. Anyway, there's a Bouvier in the photo behind me, Beth. I know. I'm serious.
Okay.
Anyway, let's get to Queen Leslie. Thank you so much, guys. We'll be back with more talk about. We're sort of going through. We're processing what we've been going through this year. But Caitlin, are you frozen?
Yes.
You're back.
No,
okay.
I'm here.
Thank you, Leslie and Lindsay.
I wish I were Leslie Margherita.
Is it Friday yet? Thank you, Lindsay and Beth. Hey, Caitlin, why don't you tell everyone about today's guest?
Yes. You guys, today we have the Queen Lesli Margherita here with us today to talk all about The Who's Holiday, which was off-Broadway, and now it is streaming for the first time ever in benefit of Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. And oh, am I gone?
Hi, how you doing?
Did I disappear?
You disappeared. You froze. You know what?
I'm just gonna bring Leslie in.
Let's bring her in.
Yeah, here she is.
You froze.
Oh man. Well, it's one of those days.
It is one of those days.
How are things out in LA? You're in LA, right?
Warmer. Yeah, I'm in LA. Warmer than they would be at home in New York, which is nice.
Correct.
Yeah.
And it's still morning.
It's still morning. Yes. It's only 10:15 here.
Yeah, now that we're no longer live at 5, it's a little more welcoming to everyone. It's live at whatever time you are, wherever you are.
Yeah. I'm now looking for the Bouvier. I'm looking for your Bouvier.
Bouvier. Now Bouvier just said, Leslie's amazing. So you see how quickly you impress people, and I love that you're wearing. I love that you have your Star Wars necklace because I actually just how on your iPhone now it kind of does like those memories for you in the photo section.
Yeah.
It'll be like, hey, remember this? I just had a photo pop up of you and Susan Blackwell.
The Star Wars,
yeah, and me in Central Park when you guys were filming. So anyway, I was just thinking of you the other day.
My Star Wars. I have Mickey Mouse earrings too. I'm
Cool.
just all Disneyed out today.
On brand. I love it. And you're actually just in front of a blue background. Do you ever put like fake Christmas tree photos behind you?
I do. You know, on Zoom, I haven't figured out on the StreamYard how to do, but I do have, but my backgrounds are like the Millennium Falcon. And
Naturally.
Star Cruiser. So I haven't gotten the Christmas ones. No, this is my what the actors call self-tape area.
Yeah. Have you been self-taping a lot?
Luckily. Yeah, because we can't audition in person. So I actually prefer it. It's nice.
Talk about this. You prefer it because is it because it's an even playing field now? Because everyone is sort of self-taping. So I don't know. I used to feel like I've never auditioned for something as an actor, but I used to feel like I would always think that the people who were submitting tapes maybe were like just not getting as much attention as the people that people were meeting in person. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, the things that I miss about it are you don't get the feedback immediately from in the room. So you're sending out these tapes just to the ether and you get no feedback, which in some ways is nice because you're like, well, all right, a no is still a no, no matter what the feedback is. So, but it's nice to not have to go anywhere. And especially in New York, LA actors kind of have it easy because we drive, but New York, you got to trudge through the weather and you sometimes show up just looking a mess. So it's nice to be in my home.
So every amazing theatrical personality needs a one-woman show or a one-man show or one-person show. And you got one. How many Christmases ago was that? Two or three? I don't know. I guess it was three. I think it was three.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah. Whose Holiday?
Whose Holiday? Mm-hmm.
Matthew Lombardo, right?
Yes.
Fantastic playwright. There you are. Look at that get up. I know you missed that costume.
I do.
And that set. And
I do.
So everyone gets to see this tonight. For Broadway Cares, Equity Fights AIDS. Obviously, a lot of people have been raising money for this amazing organization throughout the year, and so there's a tape of it's a recording. You're not doing it in front of that blue thing.
Unlike the amazing Michael Urie, which I loved, the Buyer and Seller. No, we taped it. They taped it when we were actually running, and so it's. I'm so amazed that we have this. So we're able to stream it starting tonight through December 15th. And it's so funny. After Buyer and Seller, I was about to reach out to you to say, hey, maybe this Christmas we could do Whose Holiday. And then Matthew decided to do this amazing stream for BCEFA. And I was like, well, there we go. I mean, much easier for me to not have to relearn it and, and do it live.
Yeah, it's amazing.
One-person shows are frightening. It was the most frightening thing I've ever done in my career.
It really was.
Because there's no one there, and then Whose Holiday is all in rhyme. So if I messed up one rhyme, it was downhill. But it's really frightening. Yeah, my dresser had to push me on stage every night.
So it's tonight at 8.
Tonight at 8 o'clock.
And then it will stay on through, you said the 15th, right?
December 15th, correct.
Cool.
And it's free.
Yeah, but people need to donate to Broadway Cares. That's the whole point of this, and it's been great seeing a lot of this, like things that I didn't know were taped are like coming out this year, which is amazing. Like, cool.
Really cool, and it was a pro tape. They had multiple cameras, and a lot of shows we do that for B-roll or just to have an archive of. But this is really special.
So set it up for everybody. What is happening? And give them the setup because it's really fun.
Cindy Lou Who from The Grinch. We all know as the little girl. Well, about 35, 40 years have gone by. She's all grown up. Things have not been going well for her. Life has not been kind. She's living in a trailer, and she is about to throw a party. And through the evening, you hear about what's happened in her life. She's been to jail. She was married. She has a child. There's a lot that's happened. But the thing that I love about it is it's really, really funny, but it's also really, really touching and heartbreaking and uplifting at the same time. So I'm really excited for people to see the grown-up Cindy Lou. And she is grown up. It's not for the young kiddies.
Right.
She's got a mouth on her.
Right. No, this does feel like a perfect thing for us right now because, it is a beautiful sort of holiday cheer, but with the real underbelly that we're all experiencing, real life.
Yes.
The underbelly of real life.
And it literally is about a woman who's trying to make the best out of a really crappy situation. And so I think we can all identify with that.
Yeah. Bouvier said, "Oh, yes, I'm donating for the Queen's show." And also, Jonathan just made a good point. He said people should donate what they would pay for a ticket if they can.
That would be amazing.
Yeah, so think of it as kind of like a pay what you can theater performance.
A little bit helps. And, you've done so many things for BCEFA as well. And it's just the greatest organization. And so many people need it now, especially. So any kind of donation would be amazing.
Absolutely. So how are you staying sane?
It's been weird.
Honest answer.
I know it's been strange. I'm really looking forward to performing again live. And what's been amazing is and you've put together so many of these, is what's been amazing is at least we've gotten to perform a little bit online, but it's not the same. So I'm just kind of staying sane, getting things ready for when we do come back. Writing a new cabaret show and you just kind of, trying to perform as much as I can, even if it's just in my living room with my dog running around. But
well, thank you. That's a good segue to ask you about Stewie, because I miss him. I haven't seen him on 8th Avenue.
I know. He's enjoying LA a little bit because he doesn't have to walk in the snow and there's no booties that he has to wear. So he's really enjoying it. I tried to get him to come in here, but he's not having it.
That's okay. It's all good. He's good. Everything's good with the family.
Yeah. The family's good. I know. We miss you guys. I miss seeing you. It's so strange.
It is crazy how sort of the New York theater family is a little spread out right now.
Yeah. And seeing everybody on, various things on whether last night, like the NBC thing, or, it's kind of like, I go, oh, for my friends, it's so strange because you're used to seeing people on campus in New York.
You know what? You're right. It is a campus, isn't it? I never thought of it that way. It's totally a campus. And you and I used to live in the same building too. So we were in the same dorm.
We were in the same dorm.
Same dorm, same campus, same school. Yeah. Wow, I never thought of it that way. I love that. Hey, Caitlin, are you out there? Is your camera? How's Caitlin doing? Hey, Caitlin.
Am I okay?
What are the people saying? Oh wait, do you watch The Crown? Are you into the royalty stuff?
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Good.
Absolutely. And I met Charles and Camilla when I was there
doing Zorro.
Because you won an Olivier.
Right. But the Royal Variety Show, which just happened a couple nights ago, they come to and you meet them, which was pretty amazing. So I binged The Crown in 2 days, like the latest season, but I'm all caught up. I love it.
She's all caught up. I actually went on a little bit of a spiral with podcasts about them afterwards, and that other Netflix documentary about them. I actually was surprised. Something about this season set me spinning.
Oh yeah. And because I think, I remember Diana, it was a whole thing. So I did the deep dive as well.
Mm-hmm. I feel like every time I watch the episode, I have to pause it and I Google, did this really happen? And I always have to be like, what is real and what is not? And
I actually saw an article and they described it, maybe it was a podcast, and they described it as it's brilliantly paced, the show, in other words, kind of slow sometimes, so that you can Google while you're watching it. And like it's like this new kind of TV where you can actually be doing both. Yeah, I loved finding like the real photos that they were trying to reference.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
But why isn't there video of Diana dancing to Uptown Girl? Oh my.
I know. I looked for
They
it.
have to have that somewhere in a security tape
I
or
looked for
something.
it. I know.
And that crazy Phantom of the Opera, the crazy Phantom of the Opera thing.
That really happened.
It really happened, but apparently she just danced. She didn't sing.
Oh, boo! I wanted her to sing.
I read that Jillian Lynn, but she worked with like they had the entire West End cast there, and Andrew Lloyd Webber and Jillian. I mean, it was for
That
real.
man has got stories. He can write a book for us about it.
I mean,
anyway,
spill some tea.
What are the people saying, Caitlin?
Yeah, so we're going to get a logistical question out of the way. I think we've said this before, but Stephen Wilson just wants clarity. Where is it streaming?
Oh, good. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah.
It's actually YouTube, the Broadway Cares Equity Fight Side YouTube channel, right?
And if you go to their BroadwayCares.org, it's actually BroadwayCares.org/Whose Holiday.
Great.
BroadwayCares.org/Whose Holiday. And it'll get you there. Even just Google Broadway Cares. If you get to their website, it'll take you to the live stream.
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, another question. Rachel on Facebook wants to know, are you going to watch yourself, and do you like watching yourself in things, or like how is this going to work? Are you excited to rewatch, or?
I hate watching myself. I never watch myself ever, ever, ever. There are things that I've just never seen, and I take people's word for it. So I hate it. I hate when even getting introduced. I hate hearing like people talk about my bio, or I don't know. I hate it. But this, I'm going to live tweet it. Well, I'm not live tweeting. Cindy Lou is live.
Oh, I love it.
Yes.
Okay.
For BCEFA.
Cool.
Okay. During the first stream at 8:00, Cindy Lou will be live tweeting. So I don't really have to watch it. I'm sure I'll. You know, it's so funny because it was such a dramatic thing doing a one-person show. I don't remember. So when I look at clips, I was like, did I do that? What is it? It's so strange. And I have to ask Michael Urie and anyone who's done Byron Seller or a one-person show. I think it really is like you compartmentalize it. And so I think I could watch this one because it's not really me. It's not like it doesn't feel like watching me.
Was it like you're getting on a train? What's the running time of the show?
Oh, it's short. It's like an hour 20.
Okay, but still, that's 80 minutes of talking.
Yes.
So if you're ever like at dinner with someone and they talk for 8 minutes, you want to strangle them. So I mean, so 80 minutes is a lot of talking.
It's a lot. Yeah.
So you just sort of like on a train? Is that what it is? And then like
you're
you
on
didn't
the train.
Remember the moments because you're just sort of
100%. That's exactly what it is. And this has musical numbers in it as well. Yeah. So, I mean, it's kind of everything. But yeah, that's exactly what it was. Once I was pushed on stage, then I was okay. But it really is just getting on that train. And then, I just don't remember doing it. It was so...
Was somebody actually tasked with pushing you on stage? Was that somebody's job?
There were, because it was just me and the trailer. So my dresser B and our and Will, who was backstage kind of taking care of everything, Will would have to open the door for me and B would push me on stage. And every performance I'd be like, you guys, I can't do it. I can't do it. And they'd be like, just go. Because it really was like a daunting thing, but I'm very proud of it. I'm looking back, I'm like, okay, and now I can do anything. But
totally.
Yeah, it's scary.
So Jackie wants to know, what was your reaction when you first read the script of this show? Like what was going through your mind that made you be like, yes, I need to be Cindy Lou Who. I need to do this.
I mean, it was immediate. Matthew Lombardo wrote, first of all, it's such a great idea to see like what happened to this angelic little girl. I was about 2 pages in and I picked up the phone and called my agent and I was like, I have to do it. I have to do this. You need, like, this has to happen. It was just so smart and it felt so real, even though she's a who, but it felt like things that people deal with. I loved it so much. And shows like that don't come along for actors where you get to really show everything. You get to be funny, you get to be heartbreaking, you get to sing. It just doesn't always happen in one show. So I immediately was in, and I laughed and cried and then reread it again going, is it really as good as I as I remember? But yeah, I was in immediately. I loved it.
I wonder if Amelia Minto will be tuning in. She apparently played Cindy Lou Who on NBC the other night. I mean, this is a great.
I don't know. I don't know.
She was young Cosette. That was her last big thing. And now, but yeah, Amelia, I mean, this would be a real glimpse into.
It would be.
I mean, she really should have watched this before she did.
Should have.
Because it would have been also the backstory.
I cannot watch The Grinch now. And just FYI to people, you will never look at The Grinch the same. Ever.
Like watching the clips I've seen, like promoting tonight, I'm like, oh no.
Oh my God, will you please play a clip?
Yeah. You want me to play the clip right now?
Yes, please.
Okay.
No.
Here we go.
I ran away from Whoville into the arms of the Grinch. I never looked back, not once did I flinch. We were married days later, despite all the objection, until we were wed amongst a small, weird collection. Horton was there, and the Cat in the Hat. The Lorax showed up, and oh girl, she got fat.
You do kind of find out how a lot of these Seuss characters, what happened to them as well. Which is pretty brilliant.
It is. Matthew Lombardo, I love it. I mean,
Matthew Lombardo and Carl Andrews.
That came from a mind.
I know, right? Carl Andrews, who directed it, is genius as well. And it just like, yeah, the stuff that Matthew came up with, I was like, it's twisted. It's twisted.
Did you get to keep the costume, or is it in the Smithsonian, or what?
No. So wrong. Smithsonian. It's somewhere. It's gotta be somewhere. I loved that costume. I loved that wig that she just can't get her roots done because it, she's got to do it herself. I just loved everything. And that trailer has so many little Easter eggs on it. And one of them you get to see in the show. A very good friend of mine makes an appearance. But there are so many little things in that trailer. So if you watch it more than once, you can kind of focus in on the stuff that's decorating her trailer, which is pretty great.
Amazing. And we can watch it more than once because it's going to be up for a few days.
Yes.
So it's tonight, 8
Starts
o'clock.
tonight. Mm-hmm.
And there's the BroadwayCares.org/Who's Holiday will take you there. And then then we go on Twitter. Is this the Broadway Cares Twitter? Cindy Lou Who will be
at BCFA if you would like to.
And it's not Amelia Minto. It's you.
It's me.
Okay.
Well, yes.
Cindy Lou.
Cindy Lou is.
Sorry.
It's tweeting. I don't think she'll be rhyming. And
who knows?
No, not in 2020.
Really.
No, we're good. Don't worry about it.
Where she is in the evening, but we'll see.
I love it so much. Leslie, it was so good to see you. I can't wait to see you on campus.
I know. It's going to feel a little normal.
We'll aim for normal for 2021.
Yeah.
And have an amazing holiday season.
Thank you. You too.
And please kiss Stewie for us.
And kiss Henry.
Oh, thank you.
Oh.
I will. Caitlin, are you gonna cry? Are you crying at the mention of dog? You look very emotional.
I just want a dog. That's all.
Emotional. Get one. Get one.
Yeah. Okay. That one for sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much.
Guys.
Hey, Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Yes. Thank you guys so much for tuning in for a very fun holiday special of Broadway.com Live. Guys, we're going to be back. We're going to be doing this next week, Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 1 p.m. live right here on Facebook and YouTube. So keep your eyes on that. We're going to be talking all about the end of 2020, our favorite theater moments, and all that and more. So thank you guys. Have a great, safe weekend, and we will see you next week.